Hey there, thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel. Of course, love to have you subscribe. That'd be fantastic. And we're starting a new series called Hope at the End of Your Rope. Seems relevant. Seems relevant right now in the season that we're going in, we're experiencing. It's like, wow, man, what more crazy stuff could happen in this year? At this season. And sometimes it might feel like you're hanging on by a thread at the end of your rope. I remember there's a poster a long time ago that had a little cat hanging at the end of a rope, and said, "Hang on, baby, Friday's coming." And so it's like the end of your rope. And you're like, how do you hang on at the end of your rope and hope at the end of your rope? And so I was praying about this and asking God, what do you want to share? Because you do have hope for us at the end of the rope, the middle of the rope, and the beginning of the rope. Maybe the rope is hope. That's interesting to think about, right? All the way through, there's hope because maybe you're the rope. Maybe God is the rope for you. So no matter where you're at in the rope, beginning, middle, end, if you're hanging on to God, then God's your rope, and God is ultimately our ground zero, hope. So as we think about that, you're like, that's good food for thought right there. Yeah, kind of. But let's think about Hagar for a minute, because Hagar is an interesting example of hope at the end of your rope. And you're like, who is Hagar? I thought it was like a clothing brand. It's somebody from the Bible, really? Actually, this is a chick in the Bible, and we read about her the first time in Genesis 16. And Hagar is the servant to Sarah, maid servant to Sarah. And if you remember, God promised Abraham and Sarah that they would have a baby. And so this wasn't happening. Sarah was not getting pregnant. And maybe she was at the end of her rope because she came up with this brilliant idea, I say that tongue in cheek, that she would loan her maidservant Hagar to Abraham to get pregnant by him and have a baby, and then that could be their son, so to speak. And this is, a human concocted idea, maybe hope at the end of the rope. This is Sarah thinking, well, maybe this is one way to do this. I'm past childbearing, I'm at the end of the rope, so let's come up with plan B, something creative. And you're probably like that. I would do that. I would be thinking, well, if we don't have this, and if we don't have lemonade, let's make lemons from lemonade, whatever. Anyways, all that to be said, Hagar gets pregnant by Abram, and it's interesting because when she gets pregnant, Sarah gets jealous, and Sarah's jealous because she couldn't get pregnant and her maidservant does. And so because of Sarah's jealousy, she basically kicks Hagar out and is like, go away. You remind me every single day of my inadequacy, of my deficiency, and I don't want that. I don't want to be reminded of that loss in my life. And she kicks Hagar out, and Hagar winds up going into the wilderness. Hagar's pregnant. And she doesn't, they don't have medical care, and she's out by herself in the wilderness and really could easily starve and run out of water and die, pregnant with Abraham's son. And she's at the end of her rope. And I find this interesting because what's she going to do? She can't go back because Sarai is treating her poorly. She doesn't want to be treated poorly. She doesn't have a place to go, a family. She doesn't have any resources. She doesn't have any money. There's no water. I mean, she's kind of at the end of her rope, hope at the end of her rope. And in verse 7, Genesis 16, verse 7, it says, the angel of the Lord found her by a spring of water in the wilderness and said to her, Hagar, where have you come from and where are you going? Which is interesting because I think God does show up at the end of our rope. When we don't know what to do, we don't know where to go, we don't have any resources, we're at the end of our rope. This is where we can find God giving us hope. God is our hope. As we hold on to God, God is our hope. If we hold on to other things, then the rope kind of runs short. But when we hold on to God as our hope, we don't run out of rope. And so Hagar replies to the angel, I am fleeing from the presence of Sarai, my mistress. And the angel said to her, go back to your mistress, submit to her authority, and I will greatly multiply your descendants, and they'll be too great to count. And so the angel tells her, go back, humble yourself, and submit to Sarai. Yeah, she's not nice, and she can be cruel and a little vindictive, but go back and settle in there, because there is a future for you in that family. And so I just encourage you today, let's hold on to God as our hope. If we hold on to our job, if we hold on to some relationships, our families, if we hold on to like our health or our own strength, ability to achieve things, that's going to run short. It's never adequate to the times that we're in, really. But when we hold on to God as our hope, you will never run out of rope because God is endless and He does have hope for us. Even when we're in the desert, wilderness, at the end with seemingly no future, just hold on to God. And whatever God tells you at that end of your rope, if you will, then let's be obedient to do that and trust God that God can make a way when there seems to be no way. And that's one of the wonderful songs we sing, God is a way maker. And so I just encourage you today that let's keep holding on to God. No matter what we see or what we don't see, let's keep holding on. So thank you so much for watching. Love to get your feedback. Thumbs up, comments would be fantastic. Thank you for subscribing. And of course, love to get the notifications, hit the little bell there. That'd be awesome. And we have jokes. Woo! We get all excited about the jokes. I do, of course. I know you start to groan before I even tell you. At the mention of joke, you groan. So here's your joke for today. Bacon and eggs are walking into a bar, and the bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve breakfast." I know. Next week's going to be a lot better. Thanks so much for watching.